Hey there campers, and welcome back to the channel. Mark here with another deck tech video for you today. I'm going to start a series of videos on something that I'm actually doing in another server, in addition to making some content here with Camp Legends, which I've been doing in various ways with the other guys here for the last 5 years. I've also been the lead pastor and director of an entirely online church for gamers, and over there we have a bunch of people who love Star Wars Unlimited. And so we've been playing in a Discord league. We played Season 1, where we chose a leader, and then played that leader through the season. And Season 2 just started, where we have picked a colored base, and then we run the entire season. We can change out our leaders, but we have to keep the same colored base. I chose green for the plethora of different things that you can play, both with Energy Conversion Lab and just in green in general. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually switch out my deck every single week of the league. And I'm going to showcase the deck that I'm going to play that week here on our channel. So today is the first green-based deck that I'm going to be playing for week 1. I want to do something a little bit spicy. I'm going to be playing Bossk Ramp. So red-green Bossk with Villainy. I'll go ahead and pull up the deck list here. Now, I want to make sure I'm clear about this. It's not always going to be the best variation of a deck. It could be a very good variation of a deck. It may not be the best variation of the deck. I'm going to be playing what cards I actually have access to. There are a couple of cards, for example, in this Kylo's TIE Silencer, that I don't have access to 3 copies, so I only have 1 in the deck. And I'll let you know a couple of changes I may make if I was, had all the copies of everything that I wanted. So let's go through this really quick. Of course, Bossk, which can exhaust to deal a damage to a unit with a bounty, and I may then give it +1/+0. We're never going to be given anything +1/+0 because our whole goal is to destroy the things that we put bounties on rather than play units that come with bounties on them. We have a couple of cards here right at the beginning. Bounty Hunter's Quarry and Timely Intervention. A lot of set 2 cards in this, which I really love. The Bounty Hunter's Quarry, maybe the best bounty in the game. You put it on a unit. Once you kill that unit, you get to search the top 5 cards of your deck, 10 cards if that unit was unique, and you get to pick something that costs 3 or less and play it for free onto your board, which is fantastic. Timely Intervention, something that is easy to resource away in the beginning and use it to ambush something later on, which is going to be really valuable for this deck. I then ran Dengar. He is a 1 resource 2/2, so he's cheap, easy to get on the board, pretty well statted, and then when you play an upgrade on a unit, you may deal 1 damage to that unit. You don't have to exhaust Dengar to do that. I love how that pairs really well with the next card that I've included, which is Daring Raid. Daring Raid, 1 resource, deal 2 damage to a unit or a base. This allows us on turn 1, if our player has initiative, let's say they play an A-Wing, we can actually play out our, let's say they play something with 2 health. Let's say they play any number of things that come out on 2 health. Another Dengar, maybe they play a Kylo's TIE Silence or something like that. We can actually play Dengar, then play Bounty Hunter's Quarry, and immediately deal a damage to it with Dengar, and then exhaust Bossk to deal the 2nd damage to it and remove it. If, let's say, it's a Green Squadron A-Wing, we can actually Bounty Hunter's Quarry on turn 1, Daring Raid to deal 2 to it, and then Bossk deal another damage to it and get rid of it. So this allows us to flip the board really early on and get an advantage on the board against anything with 2 or 3 health between Daring Raid and Dengar, something that we're going to want to do to just take control of the game from the very beginning. Force Choke to remove anything with 5 health or more, to be able to get rid of that Sabine Wren before she gets a Darksaber on her. Seasoned Shore Troopers is great for ramp deck and a really good 2-drop at the beginning of the game. Price on Your Head is going to be our key card. This allows us to put a bounty on something. Let's take the top card of our deck and put it into play as a resource. And of course, when Bossk flips, he can double that, so he can put 2 into play as resources, which is very good. We have a single copy of Kylo's TIE Silencer. I would like to have 2 of them here. I would probably move one of my later cards out to put in at least 2 of these, maybe 3 of them. 2 copies of Resupply, just for added availability of ramp. Phase 3 Dark Trooper, because it's just good. Of course, our Super Laser Technician, the overpowered Punishing One, a 3 resource 3/4 in space. that unexhausts or can be readied every time you defeat something with an upgrade on it. Of course, we only have 6 upgrades on this deck, but we do have probably the 6 best bounties in the game. Running 2 Imperial Interceptors rather than 3, just didn't really feel like I needed 3, but I wanted something else for space. Running Django Fett, allowing him, when he attacks something with the bounty, to get +3/+0 and Overwhelm, and when he defeats a unit, he draws a card. He comes in as a 3/6. A lot of times, if you have a bounty out there already, this guy's basically coming in as a 6/6 with Ambush and Overwhelm, which is just incredible for putting pressure on your opponent, removing anything, and drawing you a card. Rook is the 5 resource 3/6, basically anything that damage it kills. Then it has a shield, another great thing for ECL. Overwhelming Barrage, Ruthless Raider, you've seen those before. Of course, our top end there, going to be looking at Darth Vader, Maul, Reinforcement Walker, Emperor Palpatine, and then Crate Dragon. I would also probably run 2 Crate Dragons in this deck. I have not decided. I probably would eliminate either the Mauls or the Vaders, put 1 additional Maul or 1 additional Vader in, and then 1 additional Crate Dragon in. I think theoretically, probably Maul could be better. There are some things that you can hit. You can hit the Seasoned Short Trooper, the Phase 3 Dark Trooper, the Super Laser Tech, and the Dengar, and even the Kylo's TIE Silencer with Vader. But it is a little bit more limited in some of the other decks with that early game stuff. So that's the deck. That's the one I'm going to be trying out. Link to it in the bio. And let's go ahead on over to Carablast, jump into a game, and see how we can do. Okay, guys, and here we are. We are up against a Moff Gideon red deck running Tarkin Town. Would you like to mulligan here? We don't see any ramp, and we don't see any 2-drops. So we definitely want to mulligan here. Here we have some ramp and some 2-drops, which really is quite good. We're going to get rid of one of our Ruthless Raiders, and I feel like we might get rid of both of our Ruthless Raiders here and just go ahead and resource both of them away. I think that just feels okay in this scenario. It's, you know, we have initiative here, so I think the key is we're just going to play the Dengar out. That way we can keep the initiative, the 2/3 with Saboteur, Bounty, draw a card. So we can actually hit this guy straight off the bat. But if we do, he could theoretically just attack in. I think this is going to be a pretty aggressive list. Let's go ahead and just deal damage / buff. Let's deal the damage here. Do we want to give him the +1 power? No. He plays something with a bounty, allowing us to use our Bossk right off the bat. Oh, interesting. Gets a second unit out. This is a really aggressive deck. Let's claim initiative. It's actually perfect for us here. We're actually just going to use, amazingly enough, we can price on your head here, or we can Bounty Hunter's Quarry. We're certainly going to do both of them this round. So I think we're actually safe to get rid of Kylo's TIE. We won't have many units. Let's get rid of Kylo's TIE Silencer in this case. I think the best move here is actually going to be to Bounty Hunter's Quarry on this. And we do want to deal damage to it with the Dengar. And immediately, let's just go get something that costs 3 or less. Let's grab, and we immediately have the Phase 2 Dark Trooper, which is just fantastic for us here. This isn't super ideal here. I think, oops, I guess he took that play back, it looks like. Yes. Okay, he's just going to choose to take that out instead. That's totally fine with us. We drew another price on your head, which is pretty great for us. Okay, here we're going to get the Bentic 2 tubes out. We're just going to go ahead and put, we're going to deal damage to him here. With that, the General comes out and give Experience Token to Trooper Unit, which is going to give to him, which is a little bit of a bummer here, because it is going to mean we don't get to kill him. But I think that's okay here. Choose to give a unit +1 power. No, we're not going to give him +1 power. He's out of resources. I would expect him to claim initiative here. Is going to give him a bit of an aggressive move here. But we're in a really good spot. We're at 3 resources right now. We're going to be at 4. I'm going to be at 5, 6 this round, very likely. At 6, I think we're still resourcing another Ruthless Raider. We need to draw into some good stuff here for sure. We're in kind of an odd spot. Okay, he's going to take out the Dengar, which is going to allow me to ramp to 5, which is great for us. Let's go ahead and deploy him and see what my opponent does. He's on 4 resources, but it's very likely that we're actually going to double ramp on this turn as well. He chooses to play out the General Veers. Let's go ahead and drop price on your head on the Veers. And I think that's kind of game, guys. I don't know if there's a whole lot else that our opponent can do here. I think we're actually, he's down to 1 card. There could be value in force choking here. I think we're going to force choke and just remove this. Do you want to collect the bounty for price on your head again with Bossk? Yes, I do. It's going to send us to 7 resources. My opponent does get to draw a card here, but he can't use Tarkin Town on our Bossk. There we go. Comes down with the 1-2. Let's just remove it before it can give an experience point out. And this game's basically over, guys. He takes initiative. We can pass round here. There it is, our Vader. We're already at 7 resources. We actually have the ability to resupply here as well if we want to. I think we're going to sink the Punishing One. And going to let us... Okay, he's immediately going to put out the Moff Gideon. I'm going to put out the Vader. Let's do it in that order right there. Oh, and our opponent just surrendered. There it is. There's the GG, guys. A really awesome, quick game there. Loved it. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get one more in. Okay, guys, here we go. We got a game, and we went ahead and won the initiative again. And we have up against a Tarkin blue deck, which is pretty interesting. We don't have any ramp in our hand, so I think that we do want to take the mulligan. We still don't hit any ramp in hand, which is really unfortunate. Let's mulligan away our most expensive stuff here. And then, do we just claim initiative here, or do we pass? I think in this case we pass, because we would like to get out the Bounty Hunter's Quarry if given the opportunity. In the rare case that my opponent plays something with 1 health, which he does, he is going to give it the experience token. We will take the damage on the unit. Do you want to give it +1 power? No, we do not. And then our opponent is going to claim initiative, and we'll pass. This is going to enable my opponent, unfortunately, just to be able to sort of like avoid what I'm doing here. I'm afraid that this is mostly a space deck, because he could just turn 1, throw out an experience token on him. He's not going to choose to do that. So I am going to choose to deal the damage here. No, we don't want to give it +1 power. And we're going to go grab ourselves... Oh, that's a hard choice. I think we have to go for the super laser tech here. But that was not an easy choice. Okay, the 3-3. We are going to play our own 3-3 with Sentinel. And be pretty happy with that. My opponent must not have had a lot of other really great options at that particular moment. He might try to take initiative here. Oh, undid their last action. He must have accidentally passed or something. I'm going to go ahead and pass. He took initiative. A new round begins. We're heading towards Bossk here, but we do not have... We don't have a lot of the stuff that we're going to need. So I think we're going to resource the Reinforcement Walker here. Because I think the chance... I think what we have here in front of us is an overwhelming barrage turn. Very likely. Interesting. Okay, so this guy's now a 5-5. That's actually perfectly okay with me. We are fine taking the damage into that. In this scenario, that gives us 5. That's going to let us put our Bossk out, which feels pretty good. And there's no reason to overwhelming barrage, so we're just going to remove that. And our opponent will very likely take the initiative here. Keeping the board clear against this Tarkin is really important. Let's go ahead and deploy. and then attack in, and then pass. Okay, we feel pretty good about that turn. A resupply here is excellent. Gets us to that 8 mark even faster. The overwhelming barrage is very good. I may actually resource resupply here. We are ahead of him. And is there a world where I'm going to use the resupply? Probably not. I'm probably not playing it this turn, and I probably lost all my other opportunities. This is a shielded 4/6 with Sentinel. While this unit is upgraded, it gains Sentinel. That's not great for us. I actually think the best move right here is to ECL this Dengar out, just to get rid of that shield. That may seem like a weird play, but it also enables us to overwhelming barrage still this turn, which I think is going to be really important. And as it turns out, I really do think that it is. We're going to overwhelming barrage. Let's deal both. The amount of damage to deal to Grand Moff Tarkin. So we're dealing 6, so I can deal 2 to him and 4 to these super commandos. Remove the super commandos off the board. Yeah, he gets 2 damage in, and I just remove that. He takes initiative, and I get to deal 3 to base. We're going to 7 next turn, and that is the turn that we can immediately throw out our Vader, which feels pretty good. Again, in this case, I think we're done ramping, so we're just gonna resource our ramp here. That may seem weird, but I think it's the right play. We're gonna go ahead. This is totally fine. We are going to go grab, in this case, a punishing one, and I do want to ambush in and remove that. That doesn't feel bad. Feels like we very much so have the upper hand in this fight. Just not really many opportunities for Tarkin to do anything. He's going to claim initiative, which is just going to be us racking up the damage on his base. I think that we can resource the Dengar here. At 8, we can both Ruthless Raider and Daring Raid. Both of those feel really good. Of course, can't have more than one punishing one out, which is a bummer. Do we care about this? I think that we just put this out and then we deal the 2 damage there and remove it with the Ruthless Raider. This guy comes out. I don't think he matters very much. When played, give an experience token to another unit that costs 3 or less. He can't do that. He has no other unit that costs 3 or less out, so he's just going to have to pass. This is going to allow us, let's just get the 5 damage into base while we can. My opponent has 3 resources left. I just want to keep that in mind. Okay, he's going to put an experience token on it. Let's go ahead and remove it with Daring Raid so he doesn't have the opportunity to do anything else. He's going to claim initiative, and we can just get all the damage in, and we can win. There it is, guys. Proof is in the pudding. This deck's pretty good. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll enjoy a lot of these little deck tech videos I'm going to do as I work throughout, all of the games and all the decks that I'm going to play in my Discord league. A lot of green-based decks coming your way. If you think of something spicy you want me to check out, come on over and join us in Discord. Don't forget to like and subscribe here to the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.